Once upon a time, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had a famous story. This story was with his wife Aisha. And someday he was sleeping over at Aisha's house, or should we say room, because they lived in rooms, separate rooms next to each other. He was sleeping over at Aisha's room, as we said, and that was her night, because he has a night for each one of his wives. After he thought she is sleeping, he went out of the house. Of course, she felt him leaving, so she was thinking, oh, it's late, it's after midnight maybe, and why is he going out of the house? The first thing that came into her mind, that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was going to one of his other wives. So she was like, oh, he's going to one of his other wives, and it's my night, and she got mad, and why is he doing this? So she decided to go after him to see which wife he's going to. So now she's sure he's going to one of his wives, but she wants to know which one of them, so she'll know which one he loves more than her. So she followed him. Of course, our Prophet Muhammad felt that someone is chasing him. So he stopped, he looked behind him. He couldn't feel anything because she stopped. After he stopped, she stopped, and she was wearing all black, so in the dark she wasn't showing. So he continued walking, and she continued to chase him or to follow him. So he felt her again. Stopped, she stopped, and all night long it was like this until he reached his destination. And this was the surprise. She found that he was going to the cemetery where the Sahaba was buried, and he started praying for them. She felt so ashamed of herself. She was thinking like, he's going to pray for the Sahaba, and I'm thinking about the wives, and he's going and I thought bad about him. So she felt ashamed about herself. So she decided to go back home, and like nothing happened, and she hurried up to home, got under the covers, and waited for him to come. He came shortly after her, and when he entered, he felt that Aisha is breathing heavily. So he said, Aisha, what's wrong? Then she was scared, so she I will confess to him. She decided she will confess to him and tell him what happened. She said to Prophet Muhammad, her husband, that what happened, I followed you, blah 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 blah, and this and that. So he smiled and said, do you think I will do such a thing? She said no. Then he was he didn't get mad, he didn't yell at her because she got out of the house without his permission. He just smiled and assured her that he will never do such a thing, and she shouldn't think this about him. So that shows us how a great person and how a great husband he was, peace be upon him. He dealt with the situation with a great or a big heart. He understood the woman nature. He understood she was jealous and she wasn't thinking right when she decided to go out of the house. He didn't blame her for going out without her permission. He just smiled and assured her and comforted her that he will never do such a thing. I hope men in our time understand how Prophet Muhammad ﷺ handled his wives, and this will solve a lot of problems that go on nowadays.
أنت نور الله فجرا جئت بعد العسر يسرا ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام الأنبياء